Hello, my name is Cynthia Sue Larson of RealityShifters.com, and I'm here today to talk to you about keeping love in your heart. And I like to start with a poem when I start these videos. So today I've got one from Brook Zero West, and it says, "Once you have loved, you will always love. For what's in your mind may escape, but what's in your heart will remain forever." And this is meaningful to me because I've been inspired quite a bit by my grandmother, and she was quite a source of inspiration for me, despite all of the hardships she went through, including spending a lot of her childhood bedridden and unable to go out and play. In fact, she had some illnesses that seemed potentially life-threatening at times. And then later in life, one of her favorite sisters, was murdered. And then after she got married, she lost her husband at a relatively young age. But despite all of these things that a lot of people might have gotten bitter and upset about, in fact, they might have used it as an excuse to be angry or to have a feeling that life owed them, or that things were unfair, or that someone had done them wrong, or just all kinds of crazy stuff. Instead of all of that, what she always said, which I'll never forget, she would say so frequently, "I am so very blessed." I loved hearing her say that. It gave me a feeling that in the midst of no matter what was happening, we are very blessed. And we can take a look at the glass as being half empty, or we can do what she did and choose to see that right now things are very, very good in so many ways. And rather than being ingrateful or ungrateful and recognizing things that are there for us right now, in the midst of all of the difficulties, the traumas, the challenges, this gives us tremendous strength, tremendous courage, and the ability to do things that we otherwise might never be able to achieve. And in my life, this is really helpful because I was one of those very serious children born in January, a Capricorn, in fact a triple Capricorn, because not just the sun sign was Capricorn, but my Mars and Venus are in Capricorn as well. And this means sometimes I would tend to be rather solemn, as a lot of Capricorns are. In fact, what was happening inside is that I felt that there was this archetypal kind of Saturnian energy, if you will, that would be judging me and looking at everything I was doing with a very stern, kind of a fatherly but very stern view of not measuring up. So no matter what I did, it seemed like maybe things could have been done better. And to be able to stand up to this, one thing that I found helpful, and I still find helpful, is to have the attitude to face that kind of archetypal energy with statements such as, "Doing my best is always good enough." And when that's true, then I can let go of any kind of judgmental feelings that might still be lingering on the inside. Just let it go, regardless of what's going on. Of course, this idea of I am being very blessed in everything that I've got, that's very valuable as well. Another thing that I like to say is there are no shoulds, because sometimes I feel like if only this had been done or this should have happened, it gets into that kind of resentful area again. So I'd recommend, if you're finding yourself at this time of year looking back at the year feeling like things should have been different, how about taking a perspective of, we are so very blessed, and we are doing our best, and that is always good enough. There's great joy in these discoveries, these epiphanies, if you will. And I've got some books this month that I'd love to share with you. You know that I like to share these, and the truth is, I get these books for free. I get a lot of things to review for free, but the ones that I tend to review are the ones that I like the best. So what you're seeing when I present a book or something, or I have a review of something, that's something I really like. I don't tend to write reviews of the things that, for whatever reason, I don't find so helpful or seem to have problems. So what you're seeing when you see a book like this one, The Mystery of 2012, something that I loved. I found it wonderful. This book is written by 26 different authors, experts in their field, including Jose Arguelles, Greg Braden, Barbara Marx Hubbard, Peter Russell, just a whole bunch of names that you've heard before. probably if you're interested in this area. And I like it because it's got so many diverse perspectives that it really covers the topic from a wide variety of ranges and areas. Another book I've got this month is Reality Creation 101. I love this one. It's written by someone I've met, Christopher Pinkley, and he shares ideas for you to go about creating your reality, even if, as he's found, you're starting from a place of some negativity, maybe feeling a little bit negative toward other people or oneself. And this, I love the way he shares how he's gotten through that himself. So if you ever feel like I'd love to do self-help books, but I'm beyond help, start with something like this from an author who's been there, done that, and he's turned his life around. Another good one is Live Your Bliss, and this book is written by Terry Cole Whitaker. I love this book for beginners or for a gift for somebody who just wants to know what's happening in the field of metaphysics, consciousness, manifestation, but they really don't even know where to start. Fantastic book. It's a good starting book. Another thing that's not exactly a book this month is a series of 7 CDs, and it's by Carolyn Mace and James Finley. Together they've created something which I consider phenomenal for those who have suffered some kind of trauma and really want to know how to get to a place where things are better instead of feeling bitter. The beauty of James Finley is that he can approach things from the heart, sharing from a Christian metaphysical, mystical perspective, fabulous meditations to get yourself to that state of oneness. Whereas Carolyn Mice, or Meese, I can't pronounce it today, sorry, we know who she is. She's a fabulous best-selling author. She's done so many good things, and she has created just real magic here, coming from a place where you can understand, even with your rational mind, why it is important to let go of things you might have been carrying without knowing you're carrying them. So hopefully this has been helpful to you today. I've sure enjoyed all of these books and materials, and I love talking with you. Thanks for all your emails. Love the feedback. And until next time, find out how good your life can get just by asking the question, how good can this get? Thanks a lot. Talk to you soon. Bye.